and welcome to Finder's Financial Self-Help Series, where we swap scented candles for sage money tips and advice. Check it out. Most of us have been raised to believe that debt is a dirty word, when in reality, unless you're one of the lucky few, debt is just another part of life. In this video, I'll talk you through some of the most common types of debt and some tried and tested ways to get it under control. Debt is money you owe usually to a bank, credit card provider, or some other type of lender. You get in debt when you borrow money or buy something using credit. There are interest-free credit deals around, but typically when you borrow money, you'll be charged interest, so make sure you factor that into any repayments. Some of the most common forms of debt include mortgage debt, credit card debt, personal loan debt, and business debt. A mortgage could see you borrowing hundreds of thousands of pounds, so this will likely be the biggest debt you'll have to deal with throughout your life. Because the debt is so large, your interest charges will add up to a pretty significant amount over your life. And because mortgage debt is typically paid off over many years, financial discipline is essential. Whether it's buying a car or paying for a wedding, a personal loan can be used for just about anything. Where a loan is secured against an asset like the car you purchased with the loan, you could risk it being repossessed by the lender if you don't keep up your payments. Short-term payday loans charge extremely high interest rates and should only be considered as a last resort if you have no alternatives. A form of lending that's boomed across the UK in recent years are buy now, pay later schemes. Depending on the provider, these services allow you to choose from a variety of plans to repay your shopping balance over a longer period of time or in smaller installments. Be aware that some plans charge interest and late or missed payments could impact your credit score. So make sure you carefully consider the right plan and service for you. If you're running a business, buying stock, expanding into new markets, or hiring a bunch of new people often involves borrowing money. So when it comes to business loans, business credit cards, or other overheads, sometimes the old adage holds true. You gotta spend money to make money. To help you get on top of your debt, we've set out actions you can take and sources for help for 3 levels, from minor through to serious problems. The first tier is for people who find themselves in a small amount of debt, but who want to take some smart, responsible changes today to better manage their payments and get on top of interest charges. One approach could be to consolidate or transfer your balance onto a balance transfer card with a low or 0% interest rate for an introductory period like 6, 12, or even 20 months. A one-off balance transfer fee usually applies, and be aware that once the introductory period is over, the interest will revert to a higher rate, so try and use the low or 0% interest window as a deadline to pay your balance off. If you're struggling to manage one or multiple credit cards, try adjusting your payment plan. Focus on paying off one card at a time. Try and pay more than the minimum each month. Pay off your balance in weekly installments and prioritize your credit card repayments as soon as you get paid. If you're paying interest on multiple debts and you're struggling to make repayments, you could consider consolidating your debts, perhaps with a debt consolidation loan or even by remortgaging. This way you could end up with just one monthly repayment and potentially lower interest rates. Just be aware that consolidating short-term debt into, say, a 30-year mortgage might be cheaper and more manageable for you month to month initially, but it would likely work out a lot more expensive overall. If you think any of these options are the right move for you, make sure you compare a range of loans and lenders and only borrow from a reputable lender. If your debt is starting to feel unmanageable and the above solutions won't do the trick, it could be time to speak to a debt advisor to work out a debt management plan. You can get free help from the charity Step Change. You could also consider using a debt management service, but this will come with a fee. You'll make monthly payments to your debt management service, which then distributes your funds between your creditors, effectively consolidating your loan. With a debt management plan, it may also be possible to suspend interest on your debt. Before you choose a paid-for debt management plan, it's sensible to contact your lender directly and explain your circumstances. Ultimately, they want to get their money back, so they might be able to freeze a few payments or work out a plan with you individually. Tier 3 are your insolvency options. This is your last port of call for when your debts have truly got on top of you and none of the other solutions are available. These options include individual voluntary arrangements for larger debts, typically over £10,000 to £15,000, where you pay an insolvency practitioner who then distributes the funds between your creditors. Administration orders for debts less than £5,000, where your local court will act as the insolvency practitioner. Debt relief orders, which are an alternative to bankruptcy, and bankruptcy itself, which is a court order that declares you legally unable to repay your debts. Due to a difference in legislation, these insolvency options are only available in England, Wales and Northern Ireland. In Scotland, instead of an IVA, you have a trust deed. A minimal assets process is similar to a debt relief order, and a sequestration is the Scottish version of bankruptcy. In some cases, any interest or charges on your debt will be frozen during your arrangement, or your debts will be cleared. These insolvency options are absolutely a last resort though, as they can have long-term implications for your future borrowing power and will seriously affect your credit score. For more information on managing your debts effectively, head to finder.com. Links are in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like or subscribe to our channel, or stay tuned for our next video coming up. As always, thanks for watching.